Okay, so for your double entry journal assignment, your test compilation of all your best, you're going to have to cite some information to make it that much more involved. So I wanted to show you the best way to do that. So I'm going to ask you to cite the book, and I'm going to ask you to cite pictures that you get, and I'm going to ask you to cite a quote from the internet as well. So we're just citing the internet, and this is something that can frustrate some of you, so I want you to watch what I do so that this can help you. So first off, I would like to go to the website that I find the most helpful when it comes to citation machines, and it's bibme.org. So I'm going to click on that, and this is the site that I'm going to use for everything. The only problem with this site is there are a billion ads, so try not to let that distract you. So when you get here, you're going to want to click on MLA. MLA is going to be the type of citation you're always going to use for citing for English. So first off, there's all kinds of different mediums here that you can cite. We're going to start with the book. So we're going to click on that, and I'm going to type in The Glass Castle. And you can see that I've already done this before. So I'm going to click Search Book. So Search Book is going to give you a list of all the books that are titled The Glass Castle. You have to find the right one. Usually the right one is at the top, but that's not always going to be the case. So you want to make sure that's the correct author, the correct publisher, and you have the book in front of you, and you can look inside the cover to see if the information does match up, okay? So I'm going to click Select, and then it's going to tell you here's what we found. This is where many kids get lost, and I don't want you to. This is where you can actually cite more specifically if there's more information provided for you. But if there isn't, then you can click Create Citation. For example, if you didn't want to cite the whole book and you wanted to cite something different, if there was like just a chapter in a book, that's also a possibility. So make sure that if there's any other information, you add it. But if there isn't, then you just leave it blank. So then you click Create Citation. Okay, so the citation will be made for you. So I don't really work with all this stuff here. I just basically copy and paste this onto a Google Doc. So you're going to be working in Google Docs. So let's go ahead and open a doc. And I'm going to title it Works. And you can just put this at the end of your project, which is fine, but when you're doing your senior paper, you're going to want to do it separately. So it's the works cited. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to copy and paste. This is the way I do it. I don't know how you guys do it, but you're going to copy and paste, and then I'm going to highlight. I'm going to get rid of that highlight there. So that's what I'm going to be using for the book, because you are using text from the book. So this is a really good example of how to work with this, okay? So that's my first citation. The other thing you have to do is you have to cite pictures and quotes, and this is where it gets a little tough, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up another tab, and I'm going to use Google Images to search. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to split my screen. So you pull, and then you go like this, and you just kind of create your screen. And I'm going to use BibMe, and I'm going to also do that. So I'm going to have to work with this here in a second, but so make my two screens like this. I get my other screen by doing this. So there I have my two screens side by side, okay? The only thing about this is that it can get a little funky, but that's okay. So I'm going to look up the Glass Castle book, okay? And I'm going to get a whole bunch of sites here, and oops, that's the wrong one. I am going to just cite one of these pictures. The biggest mistake that you guys make is that you cite Google for pictures, and that's not what you want to do. So over here, I'm going to add another citation, and I'm going to want to cite, I'm going to go to Other. So Other, there's a whole list over here. And there's one's a photograph, and I believe in here there's a digital image, which I'm looking for, and that's what I usually use to cite any pictures. So digital image. So here I have, it's going to give me the things that I'm going to need. So what I want to do is I want to click on, let's just say I want to cite this picture here. The cool thing about Wikipedia, and I am going to actually expand my page for this so I can see, but the cool thing about Wikipedia is that it provides you with a little bit more information that you may think. You're not going to cite Wikipedia necessarily. You're going to click on the picture, and when you click on a picture, sometimes it'll give you more information, okay? So I'm going to go down here to my BibMe. Here's my BibMe here. And I'm going to say, okay, what's the title of the picture? And you can say, okay, the title of the picture, if I'm looking around here, it would be The Glass Castle, Jeanette Walls. So I'm going to copy and paste that into my BibMe, which I've seemed to have lost. But if you don't have a title, you can actually put it in description. So I'm not really seeing an official title, so you could do either one, okay? So let's just say I do that, okay? Contributors. If you look here, if there's any names on here, I'm not really seeing any names. You could click on here for more details and see if there's any names that pop up on this. But if there isn't, you just skip it, okay? So I'm going to go back and go back to my BibMe and say that there's nothing that I can add there, so that's fine. The name of the site is Wikipedia, so I don't even know if I can spell this. Okay, and then the publisher or sponsor, you can look on here and it may give you some information. If it doesn't, that's okay. Belong to the publisher, Scribner. So perhaps the publisher of the book, Scribner, owns the picture. So that would be what you could put in there. So Scribner. And then you want to always put the URL for it. And you can just go like this. Copy. Paste URL, and you can click yes, display URL. When it was electronically published, you can see here that it was the 13th, December 2015 is when the picture was uploaded. So that would be what you could use for that. So day 13th, month, you can just put December 2015. And then the day I accessed today is the 13th of February 2000. I suppose I could have clicked the today button and that would have been fine, okay? So this is the hard part. You click create citation and then boom, you have exactly what you need for your citation. So I'm going to copy and paste this over to my Works Cited page. I'm going to click down here. Paste. Again, there's the highlight, which I don't want, so I'm going to click none, and I seem to have missed this. So I have a digital image cited correctly with the URL, just in case I need to find it again. And so that's my Works Cited page. Don't forget, you're going to also be asked to do in-text citations. So next to the picture, you're going to want to put the first word or the first two words of the citation so that you're able to put that next to your picture so that you can, I can see that that's where that image came from. Also next to your text, you want to put the first word, and that would be walls. So again, your in-text citation would be walls for this one. I'm pointing to it with my finger. Quite funny. And then your in-text citation for this one, of course, would be, the glass, perhaps. Don't forget, you're always going to want to put your parentheses and quotation marks. These need to be next to the images within the document so that I can see where they came from. Okay? Just one last quick thing since I have a moment. If I go to BibMe, and let's just say you're looking up a website that has a really great quote on it, you can do the same thing that you just did for digital image, but you're going to want to click on website. And you can actually copy and paste the website into this, and you can do the same thing that you did for the book. Okay, so work with the program, have some patience, and make sure that your citations are strong and they have a lot of information. Okay, so good luck. Ask me any questions, email me if you'd like.